Computer-generated chess problem 2742 by Chesthetica. This position looks rather complicated. White has a queen, pair of rooks, pair of bishops, pair of pawns, and a knight. Black has a pair of rooks, pair of pawns, bishop, and knight. So white is clearly ahead in material here. But the queen on e4 is threatened by the rook on g4. The bishop on d5 is also threatened by the black pawn, and so is the bishop on a7. The bishop on e2 defends the rook on g4. Now, all the confusion aside, it seems rather obvious that white should play queen captures bishop. Not only does this remove the queen away from the threat of the rook on g4, but it also captures a free bishop, so to speak, with check on the king on a6, simultaneously forking the rook on g4. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? Well, here black could try maybe rook to c4 intervening. White proceeds maybe with promotion to queen. Two queens are better than one. Now if here b5, queen to b6 mates. If knight to a4, rook captures knight with check, king to b5, and queen captures rook with checkmate. The queen also defends the rook on a4. So black can last a bit longer with a check, rook to f1. The queen just captures this rook whilst maintaining the pin on the other rook. And now there's not much for black to do. Queen captures b6, mate is being threatened, so knight to a4. And as we saw before, rook captures knight. The rook is pinned, it can't recapture the rook. King to b5, and then queen captures rook. The game is over in 5 moves. It's decisive. Black is checkmated, with a bunch of its material captured too, for good measure. But let's take a look at this position one more time. Now you might be surprised that what we just saw is actually not the best way to proceed in this position, believe it or not. And I'm going to show you why. This is a chess problem, so you have to understand that the obvious move is usually not the correct solution. Sometimes chess is more art than it is science, or it's a combination that leans more towards art than intuition or science. So the best move is b8 with under promotion to knight. Why? This gives check. But it's not just the fact that it gives check and forces black to act, because let's look at black's options. The knight cannot be captured, so the king has to move. And the king has two choices. King to a5, which means bishop captures b6, will be checkmate, believe it or not. But the king can also capture the bishop on a7. So what has white done? Not only has he under promoted to a knight instead of a queen, that's a loss of 6 pawn units there, but now he has also given up a bishop. So white has effectively sacrificed a queen's worth of material. Not to worry, rook to e7 check. Now notice how the black king can't go back to a6, and it can't go to a8 or b7 because of the bishop on d5. So white, having sacrificed a queen's worth of material, now sacrifices another knight. King captures knight. And this is the only move for black. White wants black to take these pieces. And you thought it was over. But no, it's not. Queen to e5 check. Yes, you are not imagining things. Now if king to c8, queen to c7 mates immediately. So white is basically telling black 12 Shannon points have been sacrificed. Now have another queen. That's 21 Shannon points worth of material. Rook captures queen. And here all white does is promote this pawn to a queen or even just a rook, because that's all that's needed to deliver checkmate in 4 moves. Now it's hard to imagine that a computer program composed this all on its own. But if this isn't computational creativity, I don't know what is. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I did. Thanks for watching.
Chesthetica's Book of Chess Constructs, Volumes 1 through 5. Available on Amazon.